Sproul State Forest is a Pennsylvania state forest in Pennsylvania Bureau of Forestry District No. 10. The main offices are located in Renovo, Pennsylvania in Clinton County in the United States. The forest is located in western Clinton County and northern Centre County and contains 280,000 acres, 113,310 ha, of land. It also includes several tracts in Potter, Cameron County, and Lycoming Counties. Its forests are part of the Allegheny Highlands Forests ecoregion. It was named for former Pennsylvania Governor William C. Sproul, in office from 1919 to 1923. The first land for what became Sproul State Forest was purchased in 1898. This was also the first land purchased by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for what are now the 20 Pennsylvania state forests, with over 2 million acres, 810,000 ha, of forest. The Sproul State Forest was named in memory of William C. Sproul, Governor of Pennsylvania from 1919 to 1923. Sproul State Forest was formed as a direct result of the depletion of the forests of Pennsylvania that took place during the mid to late 19th century. Conservationists like Dr. Joseph Rothrock became concerned that the forests would not regrow if they were not managed properly. Lumber and iron companies had harvested the old-growth forests for various reasons. They clear-cut the forests and left behind nothing but dry treetops and rotting stumps. The sparks of passing steam locomotives ignited wildfires that prevented the formation of second-growth forests. The conservationists feared that the forest would never regrow if there was not a change in the philosophy of forest management. They called for the state to purchase land from the lumber and iron companies, and the lumber and iron companies were more than willing to sell their land since that had depleted the natural resources of the forests. The changes began to take place in 1895 when Dr. Rothrock was appointed the first commissioner of the Pennsylvania Department of Forests and Waters, the forerunner of today's Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. The Pennsylvania General Assembly passed a piece of legislation in 1897 that authorized the purchase of unceded lands for forest reservations. This was the beginning of the state forest system. Two hiking trail systems designated as state forest trails are located within the Sproul State Forest. The Kuiper Trail is a 50-mile, 80 kilometers, double-looped system which includes trails in the Fish Dam Wild Area and Burns Run Wild Area. The Kuiper Trail is marked with orange paint blazes. The Donut Hole Trail is approximately 90 miles, 140 kilometers, in length and connects with the Susquehanna Trail system. The trail traverses Kettle Creek Park and terminates at Hind Run State Park. The Donut Hole Trail is marked with orange paint blazes. The Eagleton Mine Camp Trail, EMCT, is around a 20-mile loop that has an interconnector. The trail is marked in red. The map is found here. There are numerous other foot trails which were originally built for fire access which provide good hiking into most parts of the Sproul State Forest. These trails are not marked or maintained. When hiking in the Sproul State Forest, persons should dress for the weather and use map and compass. Equestrian use an equestrian trail located near Kettle Creek State Park is a 15-mile, 24 kilometers, loop. The Eagleton Mine Camp Trail, a multi-use trail, offers a 20-mile, 32 kilometers, loop through several historical locations in the area. Additionally, with the exception of designated hiking trails and municipal watersheds, horseback riders may utilize the Old Woods Roads and State Forest Road system. Trail maps are available by contacting the Sproul District Office. Mountain biking. All trails within the Sproul State Forest are open to mountain biking, with the exception of the Donut Hole Trail and the Kuiper Trail. Most trails are kept clear over the summer, but some do become overgrown. It is recommended you contact the district office to find out which trails are better for riding. The Eagleton Mine Camp Trail offers excellent biking. Many sections are narrow, steep, and rocky. The northern section is not as technical as the southern loop. Cross-country skiing. Hiking. Bear Ski Trail is located on Hinder Mountain and traverses 14 miles, 23 kilometers. The trail covers diverse terrain, providing opportunities for both novice and experienced skiers. Snowmobiling. Snowmobile trails are available for use when snow conditions permit. The Hinder Mountain Trail system is marked and groomed. Also, many state forest roads are open for joint use of snowmobiles and licensed motorized vehicles. All-terrain vehicles. There is one area in the Sproul State Forest open to all-terrain vehicles use. The area is located near the Hewling branch of 2 Mile Run and consists of Old Woods Roads, Old Coal Mining Roads, and unreclaimed surface mining areas. All the rest of Sproul State Forest is close to all-terrain vehicle use. Fishing. There are over 400 miles, 640 kilometers, of freestone cold water streams within the Sproul State Forest. Included in this total are 12 streams where water quality and native trout populations are such that these streams are classified as wilderness trout streams. Hunting. Black bear, white-tailed deer, and wild turkey habitat is abundant, and these species are found in good numbers throughout the Sproul State Forest. Hang gliding. Highlandview State Park offers seasonal hang gliding opportunities for recreation. Hang gliders take off from the Vista and sail out over the west branch of the Susquehanna River. Prowl the Sproul. The Western Clinton Sportsmen's Association hosts this yearly event, which draws many people of different skill levels. Participation in the events requires registration and includes kayaking, hiking, a 10K run, biking, or guided hikes. Nature observation. Because the Sproul State Forest is removed from densely populated areas, it is teeming with wildlife of all kinds. Bobcats, black bear, coyotes, and white-tailed deer can be seen, and many varied species of migratory birds can be seen nesting here in the spring. The Pennsylvania Department of Conservation of Natural Resources considers parts of the Sproul State Forest important bird areas for these migratory species. In addition to the wildlife, natural succession of forest growth is very clearly visible along PA Route 144, where a recent forest fire swept through some of the plateaus, and waterfalls are a common sight in many of the streams running through the forest. Susquehanna State Forest to the north. Eagleton State Forest to the east. Bald Eagle State Forest to the southeast. Rothrock State Forest to the south. Moshannon State Forest to the southwest. Elk State Forest to the west. Bucktail State Park Natural Area. Kettle Creek State Park. Hind Run State Park. Highlandview State Park. Bald Eagle State Park.